This is EBC Sports International. This week's stories. LA Galaxy pay tribute to David Beckham. Vancouver Whitecaps lose season opener to Minnesota United. Vancouver Giants shut out Victoria Royals. Plus, San Antonio fans express excitement over first professional American football franchise. Hey everyone, I'm Edwin Vergara, bringing you sports news from around the globe. The LA Galaxy paid tribute to David Beckham, unveiling a statue honoring the soccer great in the team's MLS season opener against the Chicago Fire. Beckham was accompanied by his wife, Victoria, in an emotional ceremony in which former Galaxy coach Bruce Arena and teammate Robbie Keane were in attendance. Beckham joined the MLS League in 2007 after an illustrious career with Manchester United and Real Madrid. England's former captain led the Galaxy to back-to-back MLS Cup titles in his final 2 seasons, helped the popularity of the MLS grow, and paved the way for other international stars like Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Wayne Rooney to play in the United States.
You know, it's incredible. I know how important, especially in the game and especially in the US, I know how important that getting the statue is. So it really means so much to get this one here, to obviously in a place where I call home. So I feel very special today. So, but at some point the kids will be here to see what Dad's created, and I'm sure they'll be very proud of that.
I wanted to grow this league. I wanted to play a small part in growing this league and bringing players and bringing clubs and making this league more successful and bigger than it already was. I think we've succeeded. There's still a long way to go.
Prior to being honored at the Galaxy's home opener, Beckham unveiled a new soccer field in an underserved neighborhood.
Who knows? We all have dreams, and as you know, living in LA, this is the place where dreams come true. So when I was your age, my dream was to play for Manchester United, to represent England. I had heroes that I looked up to, like you guys have heroes, apart from your parents' dreams. And if you can be polite, be energetic, be committed, and be passionate about what you want to do, whether it's football or soccer, whether it's something that you dream of doing, just believe in those dreams.
North of the border, out in British Columbia, the Minnesota United spoiled the Vancouver Whitecaps season home opener with a 3-2 victory. Anthony Sevilla with the report.
It's week 1 of MLS action, where Minnesota United FC defeated the Vancouver Whitecaps 3-2 here at BC Place Stadium. The main headline today was focused on the home team Whitecaps, who introduced 17 new faces to their soccer club, as well as a new head coach and system. A sold-out BC Place Stadium of 27,000 plus fans were in attendance for the Whitecaps season opener, where plenty of questions surrounded an almost completely new roster led by new head coach Marc Dos Santos after the team's disappointing end to the 2018 season. Vancouver utilized the energy from the fans, opening up the scoring just 5 minutes upon kickoff. However, the Whitecaps' momentum shifted greatly after giving up a penalty in their box, resulting in a free kick, which Minnesota took advantage of. Minnesota would get back-to-back goals to go up 3-1. The Whitecaps would eventually answer back, making it 3-2 in the 80th minute. However, Vancouver would not be able to tie up the game, as Minnesota would prevail to get their first ever win at BC Place. Minnesota head coach Adrian Heath gave his thoughts on his team's win and why his players were able to turn it around in the first half.
So to come back to get it to 2-1 after you've gone down so early shows a lot of character. But as I said before the game, this is a different group than we've had before. These haven't got any baggage from the last couple of years of going on the road and losing games and not being able to dig themselves out of bad situations. This is a different group. I said that before the game. I thought some of our play at times on the counter-attack was outstanding. With a little bit of better finishing, we could have killed the game off before we did. I thought there was a lot of good performances, but as I said before to the guys, it's what it is. It's a start. We've got a good start. Now we've got to go again next week in San Jose.
The Whitecaps showed their disappointment in the loss, mainly due to the back-to-back goals that were given up by his team.
For me, it's the kind of goals we gave away. The 2-1 and the 3-1 are kind of sloppy, and I think we could do a much better job there. Then we scored the 3-2. We react, we push. Everybody was very committed until the end, but a little bit too late.
We just have to be a little bit more on the same page here and stick to our principles, where I think we can get out of there way easier than we actually did. But there's room for improvement, that's for sure. Daniel just mentioned it. After a week, we have to build it up, and now we'll definitely work on it.
Yeah, we're frustrated. I thought that we controlled the certain parts of this game. To see the numbers that came out today for the home opener, I'm good for the fans. I hope they continue to come and stay behind us, because it's a long season. We believe what Mark is doing. We train really hard, and as you've seen, our attitude didn't change from the first to the last second of the game. The guys will work hard, and we'll continue to get better. You know, with 1 week of training, this is what we can do. And you've seen glimpses of players do really good things. So we're trying to make it right for Saturday, and that's what we continue to want to do for the rest of the season.
Vancouver will try to bounce back from this loss on the road in Week 2 when they face off against Real Salt Lake, while Minnesota United will continue their road trip in San Jose to take on the Earthquakes. Reporting from Vancouver, Canada, I'm Anthony Sevilla, and I'm 1 with 25.
Up next, and Western Hockey League action between the Vancouver Giants and Victoria Royals. We'll be right back.
I am here at Gastown, which is a National Historic Site in Vancouver, British Columbia. Located in Vancouver's oldest neighborhood is the steam-powered clock, which is Gastown's most famous landmark. Make sure to tune in to Digital Nest every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. I am Lou Aquino, EBC correspondent, and I am 1 with 25.
As Eagle Broadcasting Corporation marks its 50th year, it is conducting several activities under the theme EBC Cares, enabling a better community. Health and nutrition are key factors on child's learning and well-being. EBC's feeding program encourages the community to combat malnutrition among children and ensure them a healthy future. EBC's cleanup drive and citronella planting hopes to help the community in caring for environment and preventing diseases such as dengue. EBC's public service program, Paglilingkod sa Bayan, Serbisyo para sa Mamamayan, has opened its doors to government agencies so more people can avail of these services. EBC's blood donation program and medical mission continue to spearhead life-saving projects, and EBC's livelihood seminar teaches and guides those who want to have additional income and business. EBC Cares, serving the people in these interesting times.
Welcome back. This is EBC Sports International. In Western Hockey League action, the Vancouver Giants shut out division rivals Victoria Royals 4-0 last February 22nd. Anthony Sevilla is back with the game report. Anthony?
The Vancouver Giants take care of business here at home with a 4-0 shutout against BC division rival Victoria Royals. Giants goaltender David Tendick had 26 saves and notched his 4th shutout of the season and his 50th career win. The Giants bounced back from the recent home loss to the Portland Winterhawks after a long stretch of success at the Langley Event Center, where the team hasn't lost in almost 2 months. The Royals failed to make their mark on the box score, where they were unable to capitalize on all of their scoring chances. The Royals were 0 for 5 on the power play and gave up 2 crucial penalties to Vancouver, which resulted in the game's turnaround. Giants goaltender David Tendick played a huge role in the win, where he stopped all 26 of Victoria's shots on net for his 4th shutout of the year.
Yeah, honestly, it's nice to get a win, and in this case get a shutout, but I know there's a lot of games left, and we got to get ready for playoffs here, and we're all planning to make a big push for the postseason.
Well, he like Trent in games like this can make difficult saves look really easy. I think our defense did a really good job, but there were times that we needed him to step up and make some big saves for us, and that's what both of those guys have done for us all year long. But for David, it has been a tough month, and really happy for him for getting the shutout in his 50th career win, and again, just a real solid effort. Couldn't come at a better time.
A lopsided loss for the Royals on the road, but head coach Dan Price explains how the game wasn't as lopsided as it seemed, despite the end result, and also defends his players' efforts by taking responsibility for the team's breakdowns.
I thought our guys played hard all throughout the game as well. I really have to take responsibility at the end of the day with our team for the result. It was 4 pretty fundamental breakdowns, 2 in D-zone coverage, 2 at the end of power plays, so I need to do a better job making sure we understand our assignments on that. Well, I think the chances were probably pretty close to even. Vancouver did a very good job converting on theirs. Like I said, the first 2 goals they got on the D-zone breakdown sequences, they buried those chances, both shots from their defensemen through screens, and then the 2 basically shorthanded chances. One, the penalty had just expired, the other one, the penalty was just expiring. So very opportunistic, and great job by them.
Vancouver's win makes them 1 point shy of clinching the BC Division banner, the first time being since the 2009-2010 season. Victoria will face Vancouver again at home, where they will take on the Giants 2 more times until the regular season. Reporting from the Langley Event Center, I'm Anthony Sevilla, and I'm 1 with 25.
Thanks again, Anthony. Coming up, San Antonio fans express excitement over the city's first American football franchise. That's next. EBC Sports International will return in a moment.
Subaybayan ang bagong news programs ng Net25. Agila Balita, Washington DC Edition, tuwing Lunes mula alas 7 hanggang alas 7:30 ng umaga. At Eagle News International, Filipino Edition, Martes hanggang Biyernes mula alas 7 hanggang alas 7:30 ng umaga. Lalong pinalakas at pinalawak na pagbabalita. Eagle News Service, as we live in interesting times.
One of the most famous landmarks here in Vancouver, Norway. And if you want to see more of the tourist spots like this, just tune into Digital Net every Tuesday and Thursday, 7:30 p.m. I'm managing media from Vancouver, Norway. Always fun with 25.
We're back. This is EBC Sports International. I'm Edwin Vergara. Texas has long been a football-crazed state, home to two popular NFL teams, the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans, plus elite college teams, Texas Longhorns and Texas A&M Aggies, all drawing national attention from fans and the media. This year, the city of San Antonio was awarded its first franchise team in the sport. Jericho Machiavelli Montefalcon shares more on the excitement from the fans across the Alamo City.
San Antonio, Texas is a city that loves sports and is full of passionate football fans willing to share their love of the game. Yet for several years, the Alamo City lacked a professional football team of its own. Until now, that is. Starting February 2019, the Alliance of American Football, or AFF League, kicked off its opening game at the Alamo Dome, introducing the city to its latest professional team, the San Antonio Commanders. So we asked local residents what they thought about having a new professional football team.
Well, I was motivated to attend the Commanders game because I am a big football fan. And I am thrilled, just absolutely thrilled that they're here in San Antonio.
I think it's really good for the city to finally get a professional team here. I think it's a morale booster. It will definitely help getting young people involved and more into their community and with sports.
I think it's great. It'll bring like the people of San Antonio together under like one, like team to root for. So I think it's very good for like the community.
I think it will just give something for San Antonio to be proud of. Obviously I hope there's like economical benefits to it and more money brought into the city. But I'm mostly excited to see another sport that San Antonio excels at and is proud of.
When I watched the game last week, that was the first win of the team, so definitely the city seemed very excited about the team. We were able to hear the referees talk during the replays, so that was a nice little feature that they added. It's a way for us to kind of get some football while we wait for the NFL to start back up again.
Watching them play was actually pretty good, for it to be the AAF, they played really good defense, and that's something that I love because that's what I was on defense when I played football. I was very impressed of the level of talent that they had for the San Antonio Commanders.
But I think the attendance, about 28,000 people from San Antonio showed up, which was I read in the newspaper, was the best attendance of any of the 4 opening games. The next best was 20,000. And ultimately, I hope that the San Antonio Commanders are such a strong team that it's the beginning of our NFL team here in San Antonio.
But it's going to take us, the fans, to support this football team. So I'm going to ask the fans that may be watching this to support these people, because I think we can succeed, and maybe one day we'll get an NFL team.
Reporting here from the Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas, I'm Jericho Montefalcon, your EBC correspondent, and I am 1 with 25.
That's all for EBC Sports International. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Eaglenews.PH. Visit our websites at Eaglenews.PH and Eaglenewslive.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Edwin Vergara, and I am 1 with 25.
We're used to storms, but that was a different kind of storm. I cannot tell you how terrifying it was. Unless you were here, you cannot understand what we went through. The winds were howling, and the rain was pounding down on the roof. We couldn't believe what had happened to the city, to our beloved city. It was like a war zone. All of our buildings had no roofs. The emergency room, the glass doors had blown away. I wanted to cry because it was really in shambles.
Days before Typhoon Haiyan made landfall, ASEAN's Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance on Disaster Management was ready. They tracked the storm, warned the Philippine government where it was going to hit, and sent a team to the region so that once the storm had passed, they could get to work helping survivors.
The main role for the AHA Center is basically to provide support to the ASEAN member states in the area of disaster management and to provide coordination during joint emergency response. We can make an early preparation so we can deploy early on the ground and then make early coordination with the potentially affected member state.
The typhoon left Tacloban practically destroyed, taking thousands of lives and leaving millions homeless. The response, though, from ASEAN and the AHA Center was immediate. They provided logistical support for the government, and nations within ASEAN donated millions of dollars for the rebuilding operation, as well as plane and boatloads filled with food and emergency supplies. ASEAN even has a warehouse in Kuala Lumpur stocked with essential equipment, ready to fly out in the event of any disaster in the region.
We can't say thank you enough to the people who came in and, just poured out their hearts and all the material support that they could give us, most especially our ASEAN neighbors who gave their best. They came out and supported us. We feel so overwhelmed with the huge outpouring of love and blessing that they extended to us.
And that support extends to improving the lives of everyone, which is why ASEAN focuses so much on health issues. Its regional action plan is aimed at ensuring everyone leads a healthy lifestyle by 2020. In 2013, government leaders signed a declaration on non-communicable diseases, specifically to combat cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and chronic respiratory problems, which are the leading causes of death in Southeast Asia.
We normally share our successes with them, and we also share our challenges with them. So I think it's a two-way process. Some of the other countries have also shown us how they can overcome other diseases, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to exchange ideas so that as a nation as a whole, in the ASEAN community, we will be able to develop healthcare to a higher level.
Malaysia's healthcare system is one of the best in the world, and its doctors and medical professionals often travel to other ASEAN nations to share their knowledge and experience. One reason the healthcare is so good in the region is that hospitals and health services are happy to blend Western and traditional medicine, using practices like acupuncture to treat patients recovering from chemotherapy.
We feel that there's a role for these forms of complementary therapy to be given to our patients. And we find that traditional complementary medicine may be a cheap way, an effective way to bring about better healthcare delivery throughout ASEAN.
From traditional Thai dancing to modern Cambodian street dance, Southeast Asia has numerous cultures, and ASEAN is committed to preserving and protecting them, just as it is for the extraordinary cultural sites in the region, from Bagan in Myanmar to Angkor Wat in Cambodia. And of course, we are determined to keep our natural areas pristine as well. Stunning Phang Ya Bay in Thailand to the Sungai Buloh wetlands in Singapore, ASEAN is committed to protect